Hey guys, first regardsman here, and so I'll be talking about a Power Axe execution build for the Vanguard class in patch 11.0 Space Marine 2. Now the Power Axe actually got a bit of a change to its perk tree here, and now you can go from the perk here Power Wave down to the perk Tactical Retreat or vice versa. It does give you a few more options to actually go down the perk trees here, which is pretty nice, and the first perk I took was Perpetual Strength, melee damage increasing by 5%, moving here into the perk Coup de Grace. The last strike of a light combo deals 25% more damage. This perk is actually pretty good, not like super powerful on the fencing version, but like a block axe, it is significantly better, so a pretty decent option here. And the perk up here, Perpetual Speed, does not do a ton anyways, so going down here is kind of a no-brainer. Next perk here is Perpetual Strength. We move up here into the perk Perpetual Strength once again for a melee damage increase of 10%. Then we move here into the perk Patient Stance. While in Power Stance, you don't lose contested health. This one is pretty damn good. Not losing CHP in Power Stance is actually underrated, to be honest. And the next perk here is incredible. This is called Power Strike. Gun Strike from Power Stance. It deals 20% more damage. Now, a lot of people think you can actually get the Gun Strike damage bonus from this simultaneously with a Power Backstep, but if you time it properly, you are able to trigger both. It is a bit of a tight timing window, but with like a little bit of practice, you can definitely pull that off. Now, the next perk here is Power Wave. Power Backstep Wave damages more enemies. Moving here into the perk Minora's Slayer, and then finally the perk Restoration. Killing 7 enemies in rapid succession restores an armor segment. Cooldown is 20 seconds. Having free armor restore here is really nice. And to be honest, the final perk here, Slash Momentum, is not that good at all. The Whirl Slash in this game is just not very strong. To take full advantage of this perk, especially on a fencing weapon, you should definitely be taking the perk here, Endless Slash. I just don't find either one of these perks to be that good at all, so I kind of just skip them over. And that's pretty much all there is for the Power Axe setup. Now for the secondary weapon here, I did take a standard bolt pistol on the relic tier. This is the ammo variant, and all the bolt pistols got a damage buff to their base damage in patch 11.0, on top of a buff to their gun strike damage, and now they have equivalent gun strike damage to the heavy bolt pistol. And to be honest, this weapon is kind of power crept this one currently. Maybe they'll buff this in like the official patch 11.0, but for now, this one is just like top tier for sure. And for the perk tree, I do pick up the perk here, Great Might, moving here into Retaliation. After a perfect time dodge, you deal 25% more damage for 10 seconds. Now, while this perk is active, you will have a higher overall damage than the top row would give you. But if you want like a higher base damage, you should go down this way, because picking up the perk here, Headhunter, will give you more in base. Just keep that in mind. Next perk here is Iron Grip, moving up into the perk Gunstrike Reload, because we are using a fencing weapon. And the next perk here is Divine Might, then Magazine, then Headhunter. Then we pick up the most important perk here, Elite Hunter. After killing a Major's level or higher enemy with a melee weapon, headshots will deal 50% more damage for 10 seconds. This will trigger off a finisher, not just a melee kill, and on top of that, to actually trigger this perk, you do have to have your bolt pistol equipped. If you swap off your bolt pistol, you'll actually lose the effects. Just keep that in mind, and you can swap to it during an execute. So like if you don't have it equipped currently, you just swap your gun during the execute animation, and you'll still trigger it, and that's a pretty useful effect. Final perk here is Headhunter, and that's pretty much all there is for the bolt pistol. Now for my primary weapon, I do take the new Heroic Tier Instigator Bolt Carbine. This weapon does an amazing amount of damage at close and medium range, really good for the Vanguard and Sniper melee setups. Now the perk tree selection I've taken here is the perk Headhunter, moving here into the perk Efficient Hunter. After reloading while having low ammo, headshots deal 35% more damage for 5 seconds. This perk does give you a substantial buff to your damage when it actually triggers, and the next perk here is Fast Reload, moving down to Divine Might. And then we pick up the perk here, Increased Capacity. The maximum ammo reserve of this weapon increases by 20%. Now, the ammo economy on this thing is not terrible, but picking this up, it does help quite a bit. If you do want to skip this perk and take the perk up here, Finisher Reload instead, you can definitely do that, because reloading this weapon can suck at times. The next perk here is Great Might, moving up here into the perk Recoupment for Armor Restore on a headshot kill. Then I pick up the perk here, Tactical Precision. Headshots deal 20% more damage. Non-headshot damage decreases by 10%. Headshot damage is pretty much all that matters on this weapon and any bolt weapon in the game, so pretty much always take this. And the next perk here is Headhunter. Then I move here into the perk Rapid Health for a bit of HP regen, because on this build, I am not taking any HP regen perks, but there will be an option for that we'll go into later. Now for the Vanguard perk tree here, I do take Moving Target first. Killing an enemy from a distance more than 30 meters restores ability charge by 5%. Now, this perk I don't think is super good versus Tyranids, but against Chaos, which I did take this build against, you will be fighting cultists all the time, and cultists are one shot from any range. They like to stand very far away from you in many cases, so triggering this over and over is very easy. Though I will say, if you want to take like melee mastery or upper hand instead, you can definitely do that, because these perks are really good. This one's probably the best in the slot currently, but I just want to try this one out. Next perk here is Conviction for a 25% health damage reduction on armor break for 10 seconds. And next perk here is Consecutive Execution for 90-second melt-up bombs. Crack grenades, shock grenades, frags, you get the idea. Having a 90-second melt-a-bomb in this game is top tier. Wiping out an Extremis spawn all on your own with just like a one perk over and over is just amazing, and this perk is top tier on pretty much every class that has it. Next perk here is Inner Fire. All of your squad members restore ability charged by 15% by performing finishers on Majora's level or higher enemies. Now, this perk's description is actually incorrect. It will trigger off of any kill on a Majora's or higher, not just a finisher. And having more diving kicks in patch 11.0 is better than ever because your diving kick will now scale its damage off of your difficulty. So Inner Fire stocks have gone way up, and this perk was already pretty damn good. Next perk here is Restless Fortitude. After a diving kick, you take 40% less range damage for 10 seconds. Now, in patch 10.0, this perk would not trigger off of an execute from your grapnel launcher, so Tactical Prowess kind of had like a negative synergy with it, but in patch 11.0, they did fix this. You can now trigger this perk off of a Tactical Prowess execute, so pretty good for that. Now, I will say, you do have to wait for the 10 seconds of this perk to go up to actually reapply it. You can't reapply it while the 10 seconds are ongoing, which does kind of suck, but I still think it's worth taking despite that. Next perk here is Zone of Impact. Performing a finisher with the grapnel launcher deals damage to nearby enemies. This perk has been good for ages. Ever since they buffed this perk on top of Tactical Prowess, the combo here is just a top tier option. Being able to do tremendous amounts of AoE impact damage off of an execute over and over basically turns this build into a flowchart build, and this is really like a bread and butter combo for the Vanguard. Very powerful, very good ability, and this one is no different in patch 11.0. Next perk here is Combat Readiness. Grapnel Launcher recharges 20% faster. This just gives you more grapnels to trigger more Tactical Prowess out of impacts, on top of just triggering more diving kick damage and Restless Fortitudes. Pretty self-explanatory, and on top of that, you also get more armor off of Launch Restoration, which is why we picked this up, and really, diving kick is that strong in this patch, so definitely worth taking. Final perk here is Tactical Prowess. Grapnel Launcher can activate a finisher not only on incapacitated enemies, but also on those who have less than 33% health, except for Terminus level, and performing a finisher with the Grapnel Launcher will restore its charge. This perk just gives your grapnel way more value. Great synergy here with the perk Zone of Impact. Like I said, it's a classic combo and still very powerful in patch 11.0. And also, more grapnels in this game just means more HP because of things like Launch Restoration giving you free damage reduction. And this will trigger off of the Tactical Prowess executes as well. So if you execute an enemy, you'll get like the Launch Restoration armor on top of the execute armor. It'll take you back to full armor, which is pretty damn strong, which is why I don't take any healing perks on this build. If you want to take one, I would skip Inner Fire for Unmasked Zeal here, but that is up to you. But personally, I just prefer this build with Inner Fire, even if it's like a little bit weaker overall. Now for my Prestige perk tree here, I do take Battlefield Awareness first for a 10% range damage increase within 8 meters. This is actually really good with our Instigator Bolt Carbine. Now, the next perk I take after this is Indomitable Spirit for no knockback on gun strikes. The main reason I take this perk is because we don't have Upper Hand, so having some kind of no knockback on this build is very good for us, and the final two perks I grab are Fortitude for a health increase of 15%, and Launch Restoration for the reasons I mentioned previously. And that's pretty much all there is for the Prestige perk setup, and pretty much all there is for this build, guys. The Fencing Power Axe was already pretty damn strong for the Vanguard already in patch 10, is even better now in patch 11.0, and the new Instigator Bolt Carbine, this thing just slaps, probably my second favorite or favorite heroic weapon in the entire patch, and overall, this build is a ton of fun to play currently, and the Vanguard really did win in this patch big time with all of its buffs and perk changes, and hopefully this build guide helped you. If you like content like this, subscribe for more, and as always, take it easy, here's some gameplay, bye. Now, patch 11.0, it did actually add in Chaos Headshot multipliers for Chaos Spawn and use the Vortex Beast, which is why we're playing Vortex today. Yeah, I think it was a lot of damage. That was a lot of damage. Alright, let's get this guy. Come on in.
just set. Fight your worthless faults. Into the fray. Unavailable. Heal your packs, brothers. Reloading. We shall have everything from that fine creature. Magazine out, magazine in. Tether unbound. So many limbs. Soul. Swapping out magazine. Ensure that ironclad treat not back. Into the fray. That's all we got for suckling at a demon's tweet. What a waste for GC. Magazine out, magazine in. Closing the gap. There is a psycho in need of a hole in the head. I was wrong to expect the best fight. Rip that sorcerer's black tongue out. Into the maw of death. Reloading. Blasphemous cur. Put this mewing beast down. Grab the sword.
21. I can just do this though.
Reloading. Exterminate the Terminator brothers. What needs grappling? Demolish the altar. Grappling launch. Shred the abomination. What a worthless, soulless creature. Finish that rebel you're just set. Swapping out magazine. The thousand suns march now. Book available. Finish and ready. Into the maw of death. What needs grappling? He's right. Into the fray! To the altar! Go! Grapple launcher set! Grapple launch! We can wait early. Getting close to the altar! Walk available. Closing the gap. Arming up. Had enough of that ancient nonsense. View your packs, brothers. We must destroy that altar. What needs grappling? This wolf shrine is not... Purge that atrocity! Destroy the beast! Those beams will burn through our armor! Avoid them! Arming up! Finish that ring! Into the grip! Look at the demon retreat! The beast attempts to take us with it! The foul beast has dragged us to some infernal realm! Nothing shall stay my wrath when I find it! The air here scorches my mind! We cannot stay here! Find an escape! Who else sees that light? Dismember the bloody thing! Reloading! Rip its tentacles apart! Smoking out magazine! Tentacles down! Hit the demonic bastard with everything we have! It wants to impale us! Now it shoots at us! Reloading! Missile launcher set. Grab, launch. Smell. The beast has a shield now. Cease fire. More heretics for the slaughter. Butcher them before they near their demon. Book available. Arming up. It rides no more. Shred the abomination. What needs grapple? Those beams will burn through our armor! Avoid them! Smoking again, this psycho! Beat out of my hand!